What's up YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you a team update for the PFCFL Season 2. Now, some of these should have been done a little while ago, or at least one of them should have been done a little while ago, as it's been a little while since it happened, but we did make a few free agency pickups this season. Basically, how free agency works, very simply, we drop a player on our team, and we can pick up any mon from the same tier or lower. Say if I were to drop a UU mon, I could pick up a UU, RU, or NU mon in its place. So basically, first one that actually happened before week 2. I looked throughout the season, and I did not see Garboat coming at all. While it has decent bulk and everything, and its mono poison typing is really nice, I just couldn't see myself bringing it. It's very one-dimensional. For setting up spikes, firing off gunk shots, toxic spikes potentially even. But not much really going for it. It's just meant to be just a bulky wall that doesn't do much. And there's a lot of things that check it. Bulky ground types, which almost every team has one in the league. And while it's great in NU, it's not as effective when it comes to the league format. So I decided that Garboat had to go, but I did still want a poison type. So as I was looking through NU and what was left, it was a really tough decision actually. There's a lot of really good poison types. None of them were mono poison, but that was fine. I actually settled on allowing a little bit of typing overlay in the team overlap, I guess. So I decided I was going to pick up Vileplume. As you can see, while not having as much HP, it does have a little bit more offensive presence than Garboat does. Not as much physical attack, but we don't really need it. It's a lot of really powerful special attack base. 110 special attack is really nice. So it's a very bulky wall. Has actually somewhat better defenses than Garboat overall. So it's a little extra bulky and has actually the ability to hit back really hard on the special side, which is even nicer to have than just a wall that sits there. So having Vileplume on the team gives us a lot of options. Even though it's not that fast, we can definitely make it very bulky on either side, physical or special. We could make it offensive if we really wanted to. Having the effect spore ability is going to be really nice to potentially get that nasty hacks on some of our opponent's physical attackers. Any sleeps, poisons, paralysis that we can get will be insanely useful and extremely necessary in some matches. So having Vileplume on the team is going to be really helpful for this season, and I'm already seeing a couple of options in the upcoming weeks where I do feel Vileplume might actually be useful. So we'll see how well Vileplume works with the team. I feel like it'll have better synergy with some of my team than Garboat can, and it allows me to give Shaman a bit of a break. Shaman's been coming a lot lately. He's been getting a little overworked. He needs to take a break some weeks. So in the occasion where I feel like it's necessary, Shaman can take a week off, and Vileplume can sure as heck fit his slot in the team very nicely, and potentially still lead us to a victory. So that was for week 2. This week, going into week 5, I looked through my team again, and I was staring at Omastar. And I sat there and stared at Omastar for a long time. And I was like, look, Omastar, I know. You have your fantastic ability to shell smash and just go balls to the wall and destroy things. But there's not many good opportunities in a league type format where Omastar can come and set up a shell smash and just win the game, because there's a lot of, with the planning and everything, people are just going to counter that immediately. They're going to have something prepared for a shell smashing Omastar, and they're just going to send it in and finish it off. Plus, having a water rock type and a water ground type in Seismitoad on the team presents an issue, because Seismitoad fits a lot of situations because it's very bulky and can do a bunch of different things and has a very diverse move pool. Omastar then has trouble fitting into the team for that week because while it's great as a physical wall, it can't do shit as a special wall. It just can't. So having it try and join in to try and help out Seismitoad, it just seems irrelevant because both of them are 4 times weak to grass. So any grass type move is going to easily be able to destroy that wall core, and then that's our team just slowly whittled away and destroyed right there. Once our wall core goes down, that's it. So Omastar just never has a spot on the squad any week. I just don't see any good situation where I can set it up. So I was looking through what was available in RU, and before the one previous transaction last week, I didn't see anything, and I just thought I was going to be stuck with Omastar for a while, or was going to have to pick up an NU and then work with just Seismitoad and Durant and RU. Well, last week, I believe it was Corey and the Johnson City Jigglypuffs picked up not Dustox, it was a Gigalith. They actually dropped an Arumon and went down a tier to pick up Gigalith. And it is that very Arumon that is taking Omastar's place, and that is Spiritomb. Spiritomb, in my eyes, is so much better than Omastar. First of all, the fact that it has only one weakness in Fairy is absolutely fantastic. So if I see a week where my opponent doesn't have very much Fairy coverage or no Fairy type at all, I can easily slap Spiritomb on the team and build him defensively any way I want, because with base 108 defenses across the board, that's fantastic. I can essentially, if without a Fairy type, I can essentially wall an entire team with Spiritomb effectively. And even in certain situations, I can just run Will-O-Wisp. That takes care of any physical attackers that get in my way, and I can just run extra special bulk to handle any of the special attackers, and then that's it. I have an impenetrable wall. And with base 92 attacking stats across the board as well, it provides me a good bulky offensive option to have in weeks where I feel like it'll be necessary. There could be weeks where I could run a setup Spiritomb. We can run a setup Spiritomb with Calm Mind. Make it bold, make it extra defensive. Have the Will-O-Wisp there just in case, and just run Calm Mind and just start setting up in front of something. And what's it going to be able to do to me? It just can't. It just can't do anything. I mean, there's going to be weeks where obviously I'm going to have to watch, a lot of fire types. Any physical fire type is going to pretty much shut down Spiritomb. So that's going to be a problem. But, we can work around that. We can work around that for sure. Fairy types, obviously, we have to watch for. Exploud, we can watch for. We can try to play around that. There's other things we can do for an Exploud. Any taunt users that resist dark typing, that's going to be something we also have to watch for in our team building. And obviously Houndoom, so basically we're not bringing it against Ronnie and the San Jose Sharpedos. But other than that, looking at all the options we have with Spiritomb, with Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball as solid stab moves that can severely hurt any team because they're not as heavily resisted as they used to be. Foul Play, which can be used just as fantastically as any other move. If we really drop our attack stat, we can really dominate an opponent with the Foul Play. We can run any hidden power, obviously we want, which would be fantastic to have. Just to have a nice solid hidden power on there to cover any extra weaknesses that maybe a stab Dark Pulse or a stab Shadow Ball can't handle. Anything that would typically resist that, we can handle it with like a hidden power or something. Icy Wind could be really nice to slow things down on predicted switches, stuff like that. Infestation could lock a mon in that we feel like we can set up against. It'd be really nice to have that kind of thing in there. We can even Infestation Toxic something if we wanted to, and just watch it slowly die in front of us as we just Pain Split in front of. We just be Pain Split right on it and just live forever. We can really use this thing for pursuit trapping, which is really, really fantastic for us, because pursuit trapping is a really, really big thing in the league format, or really, really useful. If anyone's been watching the GBA this season, you see a lot of Fizzy Stardust and his Tyranitar have picked up a few pursuit trap kills. Lars and the Borussia Dawn fans have picked up several pursuit trapping kills with their Mega Absol. So potentially Spiritomb could pick up a few pursuit trap kills for us as well. If there's ever any situation where I see a Psychic type and it kills one of my mons, I can just be like, hey, here's a Spiritomb, prepare to die. You can't do anything. They can't do anything to me. They have to swap. Boom, they're dead. There's nothing they can do about it. Even if I want to be really cheeky with Spiritomb, I can actually run it as a weather setter and take advantage of that with some of my team. I can run this with Rain Dance and Damp Rock, and then run just a Swift Swim offensive Seismitoad if I really wanted to. If I really wanted to do something crazy like that. It provides me more options than I had before with Omastar, and a lot better coverage. Which is really, really nice to have in the league format. It allows me to team build a lot easier. So having Spiritomb on the team now is going to be really great. And that's about it. If you guys are excited for the new members of the Hazleton Hoopas, please make sure to leave a like down below. And subscribe if you haven't already. And till next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.